the Monster Mile in Dover, Delaware. It's called the Monster because it eats dreams. Those that attempt to ride its spine do so at their own peril. The turns, like canyon walls, the straights bank steeper than many tracks' turns. Concentrate everywhere, rest nowhere. Few will leave here unscathed in equipment or spirit. Turning laps anywhere else is a Sunday school picnic compared to just a few on the Monster. It's a rush like no other to bring the Monster down, but exhausting to fight it and lose. Those are the words of the late Steve Evans of Diamond P Sports, and they echo loudly and they still ring true today. Coming up next, it's the Lonestar Racing Truck Series Bricked Up 200, presented by Fahey Race Wraps. Stay with us.
I would definitely recommend the Garza Law Firm to all my family and friends because I know how he's treated me. I have been playing basketball ever since I can remember. I just finished my 6-year career playing for the University of Tennessee. I feel like we're both striving to be better every day. He's always responded quickly and has always come through with whatever he said that he's going to do. The Garza Law Firm is definitely somebody you want on your team.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Dover, Delaware, the virtual Dover, Delaware, the Dover Motor Speedway, as they're calling it these days. Just about a minute left in the practice session before we jump right into qualifying. Currently fastest on the Speedway. It is the 3:15 of Zach Millett, 23.09 seconds, followed by teammate Brian Rose, just a tenth off at 23.19. Then it's the 5 of Matt Daniels, Sean Roberts, and Vincent Short, the top 5. Drew Blaze currently sits 7th on the board with a 29.29. Saw him run a much faster lap in a previous practice session. I'm sure he's got more in store for qualifying. Details for tonight, again, 200 laps. Again, it is the Bricked Up 200 presented by Fahey Race Wraps. Weather this afternoon, 78 degrees, 89% humidity, partly cloudy skies. Track temp right now, 120 degrees. Definitely up there. Noon time here at the Speedway, so that's going to put a lot more sunshine down on the concrete surface. Again, not a blacktop paved racetrack. Concrete surface, it's still going to take heat, and it will eventually take rubber. As it does take more rubber, it can tend to increase track temperature with the sun bearing down. Again, partly cloudy skies, so that may vary in and out here this afternoon. Practice does come to its end. Let's see who goes to the track first. Looks like Zach Millett already in the pit lane here. He's going to roll out right away, try and get his laps in. Keaton Burnett in the stream chat. Here's hoping I don't die this time. It's never a good thing, Keaton. That's a good goal to have. Ooh, a little wiggle out of the 315 off turn number 2. Keeps it straight. Lap 1 for Zach Millett, 23.203. Good lap. Jump over to Wes Wiggin here in the 88 truck. Flex Motorsports Fanatec colors on that machine. First lap for Wiggin to 23.45. Currently sits 4th on the board. Matt Daniels jumps to P2. Keaton Burnett, P3. Wes now 4th. Crosses the stripe. Does he improve? No. Drops to 3rd. No. Moves up a spot. 23.39 for Wes Wiggin. Mike Fahey, the number 19. First lap, second lap, 23.75. Currently sits 9th on the leaderboard. Justin Johnson in the 10X just finishing up his second lap, a 23.524. Second lap, first lap of 5:02. Puts him 8th on the board thus far. Matt Sisler, the number 93, completing his first lap of the qualifying attempt. 13th fast, 23.718 for the 93. We'll see if he can pick up the pace here on lap number 2. Cody Anderson. Hi, Steve. As usual, hello. Hi, Cody. Sisler crosses the line. Let's see where he lands. P1, 23.157. Second lap, a big pickup, almost 0.6 of a second, about a half-second increase, or decrease for that matter. Sisler goes P1. Dan Worthington off turn number 4, the 113, also with Flex Motorsports. He crosses the line. 23.47, his first lap. Zach Millett in the stream chat also saying hello. Second lap for Worthington still sits P11, 23.527. Joe Tucker, his first lap completes, 23.42. Uh-oh, we lost him. And he's back. Second lap for Joe Tucker, a 23.334. Just over a minute left in the session. Dale Adamson, first lap, 23.597, the number 46 out there. Finishes lap number 2. Let's see if he picked up from his first lap. He does. Goes P6, 23.31. Sean Roberts in the Shenandoah Shine, number 66. Crosses the line for lap number 1. Let's see where he is at. 8th fast, 23.34. Let's see if he can pick it up here. If he does, he's got a shot at the pole here if we see some of these averages. Oh, loose off 2. That could cost him a 10th there, but he's still in the throttle. Oh, in the fence off 4. That is not going to work. So we wait for the session to come to its conclusion. Matt Sisler, hello all. Can I just say, if I keep pole, I credit Eurobeat. Okay, you can say that. It's allowed. I mean, you did anyway, so I guess it's cool. Qualifying complete here, official. Let's go to our starting grid for tonight's Bricked Up 200 presented by Fahey Race Wraps. On the pole position, it is indeed the number 93, Matt Sisler with ATRS Racing with a time of 23.157 seconds. Outside front row, Zach Millett with Holler Boys Racing, missed it by 3/100ths of a second. Row number 2, we thought he'd be there. Drew Blaze definitely picked up the pace from practice, starts in the 3rd position with Brian Rose to his outside. Starting in the 5th position, the 15 of Vincent Short, flanked by newcomer Dale Adamson, the 46. He'll start 6th with Moonlight Speed. Joe Tucker with Lonestar Racing, the number 13, starts in the 7th spot. 8th goes to Sean Roberts, the number 66. Chris Goins in the 6th with Right Turn Racing. He rolls off 9th. Matt Daniels in the 5. He starts 10th. 11th starting position goes to Wes Wiegand. Wiegand, the number 88 with Flex Motorsports. Sorry, Wes, I think I'm going to screw that up until the end of time. 12th goes to Keaton Burnett, the number 26. Carson Conway, 13th, the number 72. 14th position goes to Dan Worthington, another Flex Motorsports entry. 15th goes to Tom Hall, the number 83. Justin Johnson, the 10 with Lone Star Racing. He starts 16th. Chad Martin, 17th. Michael Fahey, yes, Michael Fahey, Lone Star Racing, the number 19. He'll start in the 18th position tonight. David Ballard in the 90. He starts 19th. Bill Martin with Hagrid's Racing starts 20th. PJ Cox, 21st. Alan Duranco, 22nd. Cody Anderson, Hostile Intent, starts 23rd. Steve Olosky from New England, he starts 24th. Jesse Redding, 25th. Bill Molfeld, 26th with WJM Motorsports. Kevin Hayes, 27th. Britt Osborne, 28th. Chris Elliott, 29th. And last but not least, Bobby Hall Jr. from Flex Motorsports and Earl's Shop. He starts in the 30th position on the field. Your starting grid here from Dover, Delaware. The Lone Star Racing Truck Series Bricked Up 200 about to get underway. Field working turn number 2 here on their first, I think, and only pace lap. Of course, we are at the Monster Mile here. They may end up running 2, not 100% sure. Some of the smaller tracks, usually short tracks, we run 2 pace laps, but maybe only 1 here. We'll see. Got YKTV Dale in the stream chat. Not sure exactly who that is, but it says he's new, so hopefully I run good tonight. Wish you the best of luck. And pace car lights are back on. Again, a big field, only a 1-mile oval. We're going to try and get everybody formed up properly here at the Speedway before we go green. That does tend to be the situation here in the Lone Star Racing Truck Series. Bigger fields. We see quite a few trucks out here. 26, no, actually 30. To contend with tonight, so a pretty full field. Trying to get everybody lined up 2 by 2 in the right spot. Sometimes it's hard to get that done in just 1 lap, so one more time around. Pace car lights do go off this time, so we are on the 1 to go to start this race off from Dover. So YKTV Dale in the stream chat. He's the 46, so that is Adamson, I believe. Yes, Dale Adamson, starting P4 it looks like. The 46 truck up top that you see there in row number 2. Thanks for pointing it out, sir. Appreciate that. Oh, Dale, of course. Why didn't I pick up on that? It's been a long day. Got 16 viewers so far, and only a couple of you saying hello. Chime in. Who are you cheering from? Where are you watching from? Who are you cheering for? Told you it was a long day. Pace car is off, getting ready to take the green flag for 200 laps, 200 miles. Again, the Bricked Up 200 presented by Fahey Race Wraps is going green. Didn't take long. Zach Millett out in front. Drew Blaze in the 2nd spot. Sisler drops back to P4. gets it short, making a move to the bottom there. Looks like trying to take the spot from Sisler. Sisler kind of in the middle groove. You got Sean Roberts, the 66, way up top, out of the groove. A little early to be trying to run that line. We're breaking in some tire and some rubber before we start running way up top. Battle continuing for that position. Roberts up top, Joe Tucker down to the bottom. Out front, it's still Zach Millett and Drew Blaze. Third is Dale Adamson. Short finally in the stream chat. Got the name fixed there. Cheered on Team Short. Caution on the Speedway though. Matt Daniels appears to be in trouble on the Speedway.
Somebody else on the racetrack before this race is over with.
Matt Daniels in trouble off turn number 2. Let's get a look at it. Put us under the yellow flag for the first time here this afternoon. Might have been a little contact mid-corner with, I think, the 26 of Burnett, but I don't think that's what really initiated the spin. It appeared the 5 may have gotten to the throttle a little too soon out of turn 2. Try and get a look at it here as they exit turn number 2. Yeah, it looks like the 5 just starting to come around there. Gets to the bottom, maybe got on the throttle a little bit early. Almost has it gathered up, but this track with the banking that it has between the corners and the straightaway, it's self-cleaning and certainly sends him down to the bottom into the inside wall very quickly. Again, puts us under the first caution flag of the night, of the day, of the afternoon. We're going to call it afternoon, even though we all know it's nighttime. No lights here at Dover, though. Fast repair burned already for the 5. Now he is without a safety net the rest of the race. One fast repair for these drivers tonight. One and only one. Back out front, though, we're getting lined up here. Pace car lights still on. May get the 1 to go signal this time. We shall see. Pace car lights remain on. One more lap around. We're going to get another quick break out of the way. We'll be back after this.
The great thing about youth sports, they give young people an opportunity to participate in something that is going to broaden them as people.
I think it's very amazing that Garza Law Firm has made a commitment to help the youth kids with playing different sports.
Guys like Marcos Garza that put their time into being able to help these kids live out a dream. It's made me who I am today.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Quick 30-second spot here. Lap 8 about to go up on the board. It'll be the green flag lap. Or will it? No, it'll be the 1 to go lap. Next time by with 9 laps on the board. Little connection issue there, it seems, for Dale Adamson. Blinking in and out, not terribly, but noticeable. Might want to keep an eye on it throughout the balance of the race. It could certainly become an issue. So one development here in the series, they have changed. They've gone to the Geico restart zone rules for the balance of the season. That means they can't fire until they're within that restart zone. Look for the Geico logos. There it is, painted on the apron. Green flag wave. Zach Millett fires. Big advantage to the leader there as he gets off and running. Zach Millett out in front. Adamson takes the second spot. Drew Blaze now back to third. Did not get a good jump there. That is the disadvantage here. You really have to wait on the leader to fire. You cannot beat him to the line, and you've got to keep consistent speed coming to that green flag. Drew Blaze maintains the third spot. Vincent Short half a truck length behind the number one. Not sure if he's ready to put on some pressure and try and take the spot or not, but he's got to look in the rearview mirror himself. He's got the 66 of Sean Roberts breathing down the tailgate of the Track Bar Media number 15. Closer eye on some other battles on the track. Joe Tucker, Keaton Burnett. Tucker in the 13, Burnett 26. Alan Duranco in the 4, Cody Anderson in the 17. Right behind Cody, Kevin Hayes and Brian Rose doing some battle here. Brian is down 15 spots. He was down 22 spots at the restart. Not sure what's brought him to the tail of the field. We'll have to try and get a word with the 89 maybe later on and find out what the case was there. You know, he did take the opportunity to pit in lap 5. I don't know if he had any damage on the truck. He was not in the pits for very long. It was like a 5.5 second stop. Definitely no tires taken. BJ Cox trying to fend off the 17 of Cody Anderson. BJ drops out for just a moment. Cody Anderson drops to the bottom again. BJ up top. 05, that sun drop green truck loses a position. Cody Anderson jumps to the 16th spot as he continues to move towards the front. Kevin Hayes trying to take advantage as well. He's got a nose to the inside of the 05. He might pick up this position as well. Meanwhile, just ahead of them, Cody Anderson starting to work his way into the next group of trucks that he's going to try and pressure for position. Carson Conway real loose off turn number 2. He gathers it back up, keeps it straight. Oh, we got trouble just ahead, though.
Did you hear any static, like somebody was keying up on your radio just a few minutes ago?
Wes Wiggin involved in that one, the number 88 and others. try and get a look at it, see what happened. Happened up further ahead, so let's back things up here. Looked like Cody Anderson involved in it. So Cody Anderson, the truck on the bottom, not a great look here. He was to the inside, the 90 was to the outside. Let's try and change some angles here and see if we can get a better view. Okay, so the 17 is Cody Anderson. Up top is the 90, David Ballard. David's already started his turn in, and Cody just gets to the left rear. Doesn't look intentional, but definitely avoidable. On board with Cody. Yeah, David's already started his turn in there. I mean, it looks kind of like racing to me, but not my call. Nevertheless, we're under the caution flag. Looks like drivers did a halfway decent job trying to get checked up. Wes Wiggin does come in here and gets the door of Ballard, though. Sends him to the infield. So Wes Wiggin in the pits. Don't know if he's towed into the pit lane or what the case may be. I would expect him to burn a fast repair here. I know it's early, but that truck does have some pretty significant damage to really the right front, right side, right rear. Some drivers opting to pit here. Drew Blaze being one of them. Looks like he did pit for fuel and tires. So he's going to restart here at about the 13th position, and it looks to be the current top 11 stayed on the racetrack. That is Zach Millett, Vincent Short, Chris Goins, Keaton Burnett, Joe Tucker. That's the top 5. 6 is Michael Fahey, Justin Johnson 7th, Dan Worthington 8th, Thomas Hall 9th, Carson Conway 10th, Ellen Duranco 11th. That is the top 11 on the original set of tires. Everybody else from that position down appears to have taken tires or at least hit pit lane for one reason or another, whether it's damage, repair, fuel, or the like. But Dal Adamson, Drew Blaze, Sean Roberts, they all pit. Looks like 4 tires and fuel for that 3. Come down a little further to the 18th spot, Matt Daniels. Not sure the case with Matt Daniels. That shows a 0.2 of a second pit lane time. That's impossible. But a 15.35 second stop. Could have been tires. Could have been just poor timing with the data that we receive from iRacing. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that. See exactly what happens there with Matt Daniels. Just past 10% distance here at Dover Motor Speedway. We are on the one to go, so lap 24 will get the green flag and be back underway. Again, no stages, doing it old school here in the Lonestar Racing Truck Series. Straight up 200 laps. Gets done when it gets done. No halfway break, no stage cautions, none of that. Zach Millett going to restart with Vincent Short, his teammate, to the outside. Vince is up 3 spots on the day so far. Millett up 1, again started outside front row. Matt Sisler started on pole. Sisler currently running in the 25th position.
Green flag.
Green flag is out. We're back underway. Vincent Short gets a poor restart. Chris Goins gets a great one. He slides into the 2nd spot. Billet and Goins starting to stretch it out a little bit. They've got an 0.8 of a second advantage over third place Vincent Short and Keaton Burnett and Mike Fahey. That's the top 5. Fahey, the biggest mover so far. He's up 13 spots. Top running forward in the field presently. He tries to take the position from Keaton Burnett into turn number 1. Keaton Burnett scrapes the right side on the safer barrier. Everybody continues on. Just a loss of momentum for the 26. He drops it down to the bottom off the exit of turn number 4. Fahey's going to complete the pass, take the position, move the 19 to P4. Keaton Burnett now back to 5th. Caution on the Speedway once again, though. Not sure what we have. Maybe Chris Elliott, Bobby Hall Jr. Certainly appears that way. The number 29. Bobby Hall Jr. as well, at number 94. Big damage on the Reese's machine of Bobby Hall Jr. Smoke coming out the back of that truck. Let's get a look at it. 29 truck up top. That's Chris Elliott. Down on the bottom there, you see the 94 Bobby Hall Jr. Looks like Elliott just catches the wall, bounces it off, and Bobby Hall Jr. may have been trying to make a move, go around the 21 there for that position. Didn't see the 29 anywhere near him because he was so far out of the groove. 29 catches the safer barrier and bounces into the 94. Just poor timing. Right place, wrong time for Bobby Hall Jr. So some drivers on the pit lane right now, Mike Fahey being one of them. Four tires and fuel for Mike Fahey. Not a whole lot of takers on pit lane. Looks like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Justin Johnson, one of them. Kevin Hayes, Cody Anderson. We are going to step aside, though, get another break out of the way. We'll be back after this.
I would definitely recommend the Garza Law Firm to all my family and friends because I know how he's treated me. I have been playing basketball ever since I can remember. I just finished my 6-year career playing for the University of Tennessee. I feel like we're both striving to be better every day. He's always responded quickly and has always come through with whatever he said that he's going to do. The Garza Law Firm is definitely somebody you want on your team.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Dover Motor Speedway. Lonestar Racing Truck Series, 30 laps in, working our third caution of the event. We talked about Brian Rose during the early stages of this race. We're going to try and get a word with Brian, see exactly what happened, what prompted that pit stop. Brian, it's Steve in the HBR TV booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, how we doing, Steve?
We're doing well, sir. Just wanted to touch base real quick before you guys go to the one to go here. We saw you drop back quite a few spots early on, took a pit stop, a short one at that. Was there some damage on that truck that we needed to get repaired? What's going on?
No, I had an EOL penalty for the win last week, so I had to go to the back, and we're just kind of picking our way through the field here. Thought, we might as well come down and top off with the fuel since we was already back there. But we're worked our way up through the field pretty good here, playing some pit strategy, and maybe we can get up there and challenge Zach here after a while.
All right, Brian. Well, it looks like we got the one to go here. We're going to let you get back after it. Good luck.
Thank you, Steve.
It's Brian Rose, currently running in the 11th spot. Again, we kind of forgot about that EOL that he was to receive at the start of the race, so that mired him back into the field. So, yeah, good strategy move for the 89. Might as well go ahead, top off the tank. You're in the back anyway, not a whole lot to lose. So he's definitely done a good job working his way back up near the top 10. Jonathan Arnn in the stream chat. Where are you, Jonathan? Used to race out here. What's going on? He's cheering on Chris Goins. Goins going to restart to the outside front row. Again, that restart zone in play favors the leader for sure. Big jump. Vincent Short tried to time it. Might have got to the back of the 315. Not really necessary. Honestly, the outside truck at a pretty significant disadvantage anyway. Last restart, Vincent, I think, was able to get to second relatively easily. We're going to watch that battle for position, though. It's hot and heavy here after the restart into turns 3 and 4. Goins slides up the racetrack, but here comes the 113 of Worthington. Where did he come from? Shot out of a cannon. Nose to the inside, maybe not. Going to think better of it. Didn't want to go 3 wide. That cleans it up pretty quickly. Jonathan Arnn says, dealing with life. Aren't we all, sir? Certainly understand that. Wish you the best. Worthington to the inside of Vincent Short, down into turn number 3. Goins takes back that second position. Worthington side by side with the track bar media 15, off turn number 4. At the line, it's going to be Worthington. Sean Roberts comes into the frame as well. Where are these guys coming from? Roberts on fresher tires, but we have a caution once again. Chris Elliott potentially involved in this one. Yes, indeed. His second incident of the night. This might end it for the 29. I think he's already burned that fast repair. That truck in trouble. Tough to say it, but a good-looking truck, that is. At least it was until it got all tore up from the floor up. Well, let's go back and take a look from the spotter stand, see what we can see with the 29. See, right there, he's on the bottom. Bobby Hall Jr. to the outside. Not really quite to the outside. Just throttles up a little too soon, it seems, and around she goes. Again, self-cleaning racetrack here at Dover Motor Speedway. Very easy to do what he just did. Does he get clipped? He might have got a piece from Bill Mulfeld there. Other drivers trying to avoid. Might have been the 24 of Bill Martin. Did a good job to try and avoid contact with the other truck, but unfortunately for Bill, he does catch the inside safer barrier. But that puts us under the caution flag once again, the 4th time of the day. Some other drivers down pit lane here. Leader Zach Millett being one of them. Chris Goins, Dan Worthington, Vince Short, Joe Tucker, Alan DeRonco, Brian Rose, Carson Conway. Very large portion of the field down pit lane, some of which for the first time today. Jonathan Arnn, Drew Blaze is on his way to the front too. He certainly is, and he's a little off sequence with the pit cycle. He's in the 3rd position after this caution has come out. Many guys hitting pit lane, so a big advantage now for the 1. Drew Blaze working his way towards the front on strategy. He's certainly got pace. Getting off cycle, it's going to keep everybody else guessing, so this should be a good one to watch here. As long as we can get a long run of green flag laps. We've only run 36 total of the 200 thus far. Wes Wiggin on the pit lane once again trying to get some repairs done. I guess Wes burned a fast repair early on. We talked about that in the first incident we saw him with. Wasn't quickly repairing that truck, but he's managed to stay out there. He's currently shown in the 27th position. Trying to get that truck fixed the old-fashioned way. Might have had enough pace just to kind of stay on the lead lap. These quick cautions certainly helping Wes do just that. Get that truck in better shape so it can kind of be at pace. Wes certainly has some speed in that thing. He's down and away, trying to stay on the lead lap. Truck's starting to look a little bit better. So now the restart coming up pretty soon here. Sean Roberts is going to lead them down. Dale Adamson, Drew Blaze, Matt Daniels, Mike Fahey. That's your top 5. Pace car lights are off. Get the restart here, lap 39. Again, the fuel window, if we go green, which so far remains to be seen, is about 65 to 70 laps. And a full tank of fuel, 100% fuel. They do have 5 sets of tires over the wall, at least to start tonight.
Green flag.
Green flag comes out. Sean Roberts up through the gears, crosses the stripe. Again, advantage the 66. Drew Blaze, though, drops to the bottom there. He got a good restart on the 46 of Adamson. Jonathan Arn's right. Drew Blaze coming to the front, but the caution flag is out again. Brian Rose, Chad Martin, Matt Sisler appear to be involved in this one. Smoke pouring from multiple machines. Looks like Sisler got away from it the cleanest. Brian Rose in deep trouble, though. Definitely going to burn a fast repair on this one if he can even make it back to the pits. Let's try and take a look, see what happened. Looking ahead, was there any issues up ahead? Hard to say. Rose to the outside. Millett kind of coming up a little bit. They're 3 wide for a moment. Oh, the 95 slides up into Millett and pushes Millett into the 89 truck. The 95 slams back into Brian Rose. Sisler's an innocent bystander. Let's take another look at this. The 95 of Chad Martin. Again, he was on the bottom. Millett had the run, goes to the outside. Don't know if the 95 was on older tires or not. That might have been a bit of a netcode issue as well. As you see, there was a lot of space actually between the two, and those cars just kind of broke loose. 4 or 5 trucks involved in this one. But under the caution flag once again here at Dover. Going to be a long night if we keep this up. Again, this is really just playing into the hands of the 88. This is really kind of helping him keep that thing in pit lane. Wes Wiggin, that is, trying to fix the truck. Still out on track right now. He's up, listed in the 20th position. Gained a few spots from that crash. The question is, does he take the opportunity to get more repairs made, or is that truck kind of as good as he's going to want it? Right side of the 88, not looking the greatest, but everything's a little bit better than it was. Right front still showing some damage. Hood's up a little bit. Right side pancaked. That's not going to affect that truck too much, but a little bit of right rear damage still on the spoiler. I mean, he has the opportunity to make some more repairs to that truck, and he's not really in a crazy position where he's going to lose a lot of spots. He's running 20th, 21st. I think Matt Sisler currently the last truck on the lead lap. Alan Duranko in the pits. Sean Roberts continues to lead. Again, we're under our 5th caution, and we are not even quarter distance. Pace car lights go out, so we are once again on the 1 to go. Lap 44 is going to be the back to green lap. Cautions breed caution certainly seems to be what's going on here. These guys are all packed up. They ran a decent stretch early on as the field started to get spread out. Of course, cautions come out. Drivers get into incidents, and it packs everybody back up, and everyone really has to mind their P's and Q's. The problem is, Dover Motor Speedway is a great track, okay? It's fast, it's high banked, but it's fast and it's high banked. And you're getting around here in a hurry, and it's very difficult in many cases to make those split-second decisions. Do I go high? Do I go low? And if you hesitate on that decision for even a split second, many times it can end in a wreck. A caution flag is going to come out, and then we repeat the process. So hopefully these guys can clean it up a bit, get some long green flag runs in, maybe get us to halfway or close to it. Pace car off the track.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag waves. Sean Roberts in the gas. Sean Roberts with a big jump right out in front. Dave Adamson there in the second position. Drew Blaze hangs on to third. Adamson going for the top spot here at the bottom, and he's going to make contact with the 66. Just a gentle rub to the left rear. They get away with it clean. Roberts maintains the top spot at the line. Through turns 1 and 2, though, he's going to carry the outside line. Maybe some momentum out of turn 2. That's a great way to defend, and they're awfully close off turn number 2 once again. Adamson slides in behind in the second position. Roberts maintains the top spot. Battle for the lead continuing off turn number 2. Roberts still has it. The 46 of Dale Adamson, again, a newcomer to the league, running strong in the second position, applying pressure to Sean Roberts at the front of the field. Ford, Chevy, Toyota, the top 3. That's Roberts, Adamson, and Blaze. While these two do battle, though, they're starting to actually stretch out the advantage over third place Drew Blaze. That might be by design for the 1, trying to get some distance between himself and the leaders. They were pretty aggressive with each other the first couple of laps there. Blaze certainly does not want to get caught up in an incident between these two, especially if it opens the door for him to take the top spot. Continue to watch this battle. It's stretched out now a truck length, maybe a truck and a half between Roberts and Adamson. Adamson, a good run off of turn 4 again. Looks to the inside of Roberts, now down into turn number 1. Side by side once again for the top spot here at Dover. Roberts battling back on the outside. Now Drew Blaze starting to close in a little bit, saying, you know what, I'm going to let these guys get their tires all nice and hot, and I'm going to take advantage when I can. Roberts still battling back. Might have got a piece of the wall off turn 4 there. Great battle here at the front of the field, side by side the last couple of laps. Not a great exit for the 46 of Adamson, and now Drew Blaze is going to go to the outside, take the second spot away. If you're not careful, Blaze is going to take it away just like he did. He just sneaks up and boom, there he goes. He's by. Again, these drivers all pit about the same time. Fresh tires for all, but Drew has been hanging back there, saving his stuff right to the tailgate of the 66 of Sean Roberts. Down into turn number 3. He's going to go for the top spot now on the bottom. Roberts slides way up into the loose stuff. He's going to lose the spot, and Drew Blaze takes the lead off turn number 4. Lap 52 on the board. Drew Blaze to P1. Now this battle for the second spot. It was for the lead early on, but it continues for P2. Adamson on the bottom. He's going to clear the 66 of Roberts. Roberts may have overheated his stuff here. Now Keaton Burnett's going to try to take advantage. He goes to the bottom. Keaton Burnett up to P3. Roberts again in the loose stuff. Roberts restarted this one in the lead, has now slipped to P4. It's very difficult to cool these tires down once you overheat them. You almost have to have a caution for that to really be of any benefit. It's that or you slow up so significantly, you're so ginger on your steering inputs. Kevin Hayes now closing in. He's going to shoot for this 4th position. Keaton Burnett jumps to the second spot, or does he? Battling now with the 46 of Adamson. Keaton having a good run so far. He said at the beginning of the broadcast, I'm just hoping not to die this time. Well, so far so good. Still alive and kicking, looking strong in the second spot. Takes the position away from the 46. Now he's going to start to try and work his way back towards Drew Blaze. Drew Blaze with a 3/4 second advantage over the 26 of Keaton Burnett. We work lap 57, now 58, as Blaze crosses the stripe. Top 5 currently, Blaze, Burnett, Adamson, Hayes, and Roberts. Further back through the field, Mike Fahey, Justin Johnson, Thomas Hall, Chris Goins, and Zach Millett involved in that last caution. Millett still in the 10th spot. Remember, he started outside front row. Getting caught in some of the minutia midfield. Justin Johnson on a tear, though. Big pack of trucks here, all battling for position. Johnson gets into the 6th spot. He's underneath, looks like the 19 of Mike Fahey, trying to take over the 5th position. He's got a nose out in front off turn number 2. Clears the 19 of Fahey and move Justin Johnson to the top 5. Meanwhile, Zach Millett goes from 10th to 6th in about a lap and a half. Passed a lot of trucks in that group. Right on board with the 10 of Justin Johnson as we look back towards Zach Millett and the rest of the field. Johnson currently running in the top 5 in the 5th position. Meanwhile, up front, Drew Blaze still with the lead, but Keaton Burnett got it down to less than a truck length. Took a look to the inside into one, maybe just trying to get in the mirror of Drew Blaze, but nothing doing just yet. Less than a truck length between the 1 and the 26 off turn number 2. This is the battle for the top spot. Don't know if Keaton's got anything for Drew or if Drew's just saving stuff, but last lap for Keaton Burnett, 24.87 to the 25.07 of Drew Blaze. Right on board with Drew Blaze, trying to keep this top position in the lead through turn 3. A little bit of smoke in the frame here. That's a truck Cody Anderson peels off. He hits pit lane. Not sure what's going on with the 17, maybe mechanical. Keaton Burnett with a run, looks to the inside into turn number 3. Blaze battles back on the high side, exit of 4. Keaton's going to lead that lap, at least get some bonus points out of the deal. Still battling on the bottom. We saw this early on. Sean Roberts was able to battle back with the momentum on the high side, but it looks like Keaton's going to clear him. Little wiggle out of both trucks off turn number 2. Blaze might cross him up. Nope, not enough room to do it, but Keaton overdrives the entry to 3, slides up out of the groove a little bit, opens the door for Blaze, but still no attempt to repass. Blaze drops back to P2. Keaton Burnett, your new leader, lap 66 at Dover. Finally getting a stretch of some green flag laps in. Some drivers hitting the pit lane again. Sean Roberts, one of them. This may be a scheduled stop. Hard to say. Again, the fuel window from green to checker, if you stay green the whole time, 65 to 70 laps on a tank of fuel. Surprised to see Sean Roberts in the pit lane here. I'm sure he's going to take some tires. He does have some damage to that truck, but I can't imagine that's why he's down pit lane. Sean Roberts still sits in the pit box. Maybe he got a pit speeding penalty. This would be a coffin nail for Sean Roberts. Again, under the green flag. Sean Roberts had some pace early on. He's down and away. It's a 38.55 second stop for Sean Roberts. And when you're getting laps done here in 25 seconds apiece, he's going to lose at least 2 laps here. Back out front, Keaton Burnett stretching out the advantage on Drew Blaze. It's almost a full second. 0.8 to be specific. Back to the 1 of Drew Blaze. Keaton Burnett starting to catch some lap traffic here at lap 70. Further back in the field, PJ Cox in the 16th position, the 05 Sundrop machine, closing in on Matt Sisler. Another connection issue for the 05. Nothing severe. Popped out, popped back in. Just ahead of him, though, Matt Sisler working on the 19 of Mike Fahey. This is for position. Sisler in 14th. If he can clear Fahey, he'll have that spot. Off turn number 2. Does he have it? Not quite yet. Fahey battles back on the top side. Sisler a little loose off the corner. Fahey does tuck back into the bottom, but a little crossover, maybe? Nope. Sisler shuts the door. Dale Adamson on pit lane as well. Again, possibly scheduled stops. Again, they had 5 sets of tires over the wall to work with tonight. We've had plenty of cautions to not really wear the tires out too much early on, so these guys might be trying to undercut a little bit, get the fresh tires on the truck. Maybe you can pick up some pace here and work their way towards the front that way. Curious to see how many guys it'll drag down pit lane later on. 46 is down and away. Some right side damage on that truck, but not too terrible in the front or the rear spoiler area. Aerodynamically should be okay. Keaton Burnett stretching it out even further. 1.5 second advantage over Drew Blaze. Millett now up to P3. Kevin Hayes, Chris Goins, the top 5. Justin Johnson now back into P6. Matt Daniels, 7th. Thomas Hall, 8th. Vincent Short, 9th. 10th is Dan Worthington. Further back in the field, 11th goes to, now it's 10th, Brian Rose. Dan Worthington, 11th. Joe Tucker, 12th. Matt Sisler, 13th. PJ Cox, 14th. Michael Fahey, 15th. Steve Olosky, 16th. Carson Conway, 17th. Jesse Redding, 18th. Wes Wiggin, 19th. 20th, Bill Martin. Those are your lead lap trucks at this stage of the game. 76 laps in. Not sure if the 83 of Hall got a piece of the wall on corner exit there, but it looks like he gave up some positions. Now Brian Rose and Vincent Short in reverse order. Now battling for position. Rose and Short. Short's 8th. Brian Rose is 9th. A little bit of right rear damage to the 15, but nothing significant. Now again, I know for sure Brian Rose was involved in a pretty significant impact early on. Had to use the fast repair, so he's again working without a safety net here tonight. We're not even halfway just yet. He's going to have a faster truck, it seems, than Vincent Short with a little bit of right rear damage, and that is in the spoiler area. Again, it's not significant, but it's certainly going to affect the aerodynamic quality of his truck. Whereas Brian Rose with the fast repair, his looks pretty clean, does have that advantage. Change for the second position. Zach Millett has just gone by Drew Blaze. Don't know if Drew used up his stuff too early trying to get to the front, or if he's just saving a little bit longer and longer here, but nonetheless, Drew Blaze now slips to the third position. 711 Trick cheering on Vincent Short. That's from the stream chat, by the way. Again, guys, not a real busy stream chat tonight. Feel free to pop in, say hello. Tell us where you're watching from, who's your driver, Joe Tucker coming into the frame here. Tucker running in the top 10. Joe pit at lap 35. 4 tires and fuel. Brian Rose slips up the track here. Joe's going to try and take advantage and steal this spot from Brian Rose. Nothing doing just yet. You got the 94 Bobby Hall Jr. up on the top side here with Vincent Short. 94 truck not on the lead lap. Brian Rose trying to make the pass on Vince Short. Outside, turn number 2. Almost gets a piece of the wall, but keeps it right side clean. Still battling into turn 3. Vince has to check up. Joe Tucker now trying to take advantage on the high side as well. Bobby Hall Jr. has recently just made a pit stop. You saw he was slow there at the bottom on pit exit. Appears Billy Martin has crashed. Let's see what happened here. It didn't bring us under the caution flag, but let's take a look at it. Oh, that was not Bobby Hall Jr. That was the 24 slow at the bottom. The battle we were watching was going on by. Not a major impact by any means, but slow at the bottom of the racetrack. It certainly got their attention, but we stay green. Vince Short, pressure coming from Matt Sisler. This is for position. Short has the 9th spot. Sisler trying to take it away. Meanwhile, up front, Keaton Burnett still with the lead, but Millett is closing. The gap was 1.75 just a couple of laps ago. Now it's down to 1.1. Lap 87. Short sliding to the back here, is currently in the 10th spot. Might have burned up the tires a little early here. Meanwhile, back into the top 5. We'll go from 5th on up. Justin Johnson has found himself back into the 5th position. Drew Blaze has slipped to P4. Five of Matt Daniels now the 5th spot as he goes around the outside of Justin Johnson. We're lap 89 here of 200. Johnson working around the outside of Drew Blaze. Drew just kind of lets the 10 go. I don't know if Drew's just got some worn out tires at this stage of the race or if he's really in conservation mode. Last stop for Drew Blaze as he runs in the 6th position was lap 20. So he's getting close for a pit stop here. I know we've had some cautions in between, so that's going to extend that fuel range quite a bit. But we're still getting close. Had a pretty good long stretch of green flag racing here. Happy to see that. And just like that, we talked about it, Drew Blaze hits pit lane. Maybe not too close on fuel, but you know what? It's time for some tires. Brian Rose also hitting pit lane, like Fahey as well. Got some takers. Faster guys towards the front taking the opportunity to hit pit lane is likely to drag many of them down with them. Right side's already on the #1 Lonestar Racing Tundra. Right sides and lefts, 4 tires, Fuel Sunoco Racing. We're down and away. Good stop for Drew Blaze, 15 flat on the stop. And that's going to drag everybody else. We kind of expected it. Keaton Burnett down pit lane. Now Zach Millett pit at lap 40, so he's probably going to wait maybe another 5-10 laps, but don't know if that's the good way to go, the smart play. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. So for these 10 laps, guys that are pitting right now are definitely going to be faster than Zach Millett, but if he waits and pits kind of when he thinks he should, he's going to have that tire advantage over the long run if we continue on this long run. However, Millett opts to hit pit lane as he is down right now as well. Justin Johnson in pit lane, Matt Daniels down and away. Right sides for Millett, crew around for the left side tire change. Again, topping the truck off with fuel. He is also down and away. Millett a stop, quick one, 1482. Chris Goins, your new leader in the 6. His last stop came at lap 35, so expect him to hit pit lane pretty soon here as well. Again, guys with new tires going to start chewing into that lead considerably. All you're going to do is lose track position. As it stands right now, Goins has a 10-second advantage on second place Joe Tucker. Tucker, though, also in need of a pit stop, as well as Jesse Redding. He currently just goes down a lap. So currently, Chris Goins, Joe Tucker are the only trucks on the lead lap. Last thing we want to see is a caution at this point, because it would trap everyone who has pit a lap down. It would give Jesse Redding the lucky dog, so that would still only give us 3 trucks on the lead lap as we approach the halfway point of this event. So it may just be a matter of time here for Chris Goins and the eye-lending Toyota Tundra Pro. full fuel run here would likely take him to about lap 105, as he does continue to extend his lead over Joe Tucker. Justin Johnson comes back around. Johnson listed in the 11th position currently. He was 2 laps down. He gets one of those laps back. From 12th on back, those drivers all 2 laps down based on when they pit. This could get interesting. Really crossed fingers here that our leaders get to pit lane here before the yellow comes out. Vincent Short goes on by. I think Short's going to put himself back on the lead lap with that, I believe. Nope, that gets 1 of 2 laps back. So now Short 1 lap down. Goins down the backstretch here. This puts us past halfway. Joe Tucker now in pit lane. So Chris Goins, the last soldier to leave the racing surface for pit service. I would tell you at this point, yeah, you're losing lap times here pretty significantly, but why not just wait? Wait till you have to come. Caution comes out. You've got your truck on a lap all by yourself. He's got to come now, though. Into pit lane comes the 6 of Chris Goins. Gets her woed down. So this is going to put many drivers back on the lead lap. As I wipe my brow from sweat. Had me a little nervous up here. It's going to be a tough race to call if it's only one truck on the lead lap. We have to call everybody else in those individual battles, but it looks like with this cycle of pit stops under the green flag, everyone's going to get cycled back around to roughly where they were. Goins in the pit box. A little bit of damage to the right front of the number 6. Not significant, but it may have been affecting the lap times. Dale Adamson retakes the top spot, or maybe the first time he's been to the front today. He's been right up front battling in the top 3 for most of it. Goins is down and away. Millett maintains the 2nd position. So Dale Adamson. Now, here's the situation with the 46, though. He did pit at lap 71 as Millett takes the top spot away rather handily. And the 46 on older tires. Pit at lap 71, Millett lap 93, so about 22 laps difference between the two. Keaton Burnett also takes the position from the 46, but he is very much off cycle. If this race goes green all the way to the end, it could be very interesting to see how everybody cycles through when they make their final stops. And Adamson is going to need to pit first if everyone runs green here to the end, as the 88 might have got a piece of the wall off at 2 there. But you see Adamson is just not able to keep pace with the rest of this field. They've all pit very recently. He may have had the advantage for a little while, and again, he led some laps, got some points out of the deal, but Adamson, late coming into the season, again, this is race number 8. Not in this for points. He's out here just to have a good time and run and hopefully win some races for himself. Pit cycle complete. The 421 way to the bottom. We saw him dive into turn number 3. Thought he was taking a pit stop there. That's Britt Osborne. Was very slow through turns 3 and 4. Don't know if he got the truck crossed up significantly, but he's back in the throttle. No caution, no issue there. Through that cycle of green flag stops, we now have 11 trucks on the lead lap. Chris Goins being the last truck on the lead lap. Trying to catch some battles here on the Speedway. Kevin Hayes runs in that 4th position. '24 of Bill Martin, not a lead lap truck. Nor is Wes Wiggin. Here comes Drew Blaze at speed. He gets through both of these guys, Kevin Hayes and the 88. Charging his way back towards the front. Next on the list is going to be the 24. He's going to go to the inside. Bill Martin slides up top. Next for position will be the 46 of Adamson. Blaze gets under the 46, takes the position away. Drew now back up to P3, right where he started this afternoon. Current top 5, Zach Millett, Keaton Burnett, Drew Blaze, Dale Adamson, Kevin Hayes. Adamson and Hayes both pit off sequence from the leaders, at least the top 3. Adamson was lap 71, Hayes was lap 80. So between 10 and 13 laps older tires for the number 3 truck, comparative to the top 3 trucks. Hayes takes the position from Adamson, not quite clear, or is he? He is off turn 4. Move the 3 of Hayes to position number 4. Adamson back to P5. Matt Daniels coming into frame, though. He's going to go to the bottom and try and take that spot. He will with ease. Brian Rose battling back through the field, currently running in the 7th position. His pit stop at lap 91, and we have a caution. Steve Olowski looks to be in trouble. End of the backstretch, entry to turn 3, it appears. Number 49, Ryko Motorsports machine. Big trouble for that F-150. Let's try and take a look at it, see what happened to Olowski. Justin Johnson just overdriving the exit of 2, gets into the 49. Both trucks hard into the inside wall. And it looks like Dale Adamson may have had an issue on the track. Trying to find him here. Where did he go? Yeah, some definite damage on the 46 here. Again, he was in a position where he could have opted to take some tires here, but let's see what happened. Yeah, I don't know if Dale just got to the apron too hard. Truck gets a little crossed up, slides back up into the banking. He might have been, well, this is not trying to get to pit road. I don't know what's happened here. Oh, hard on the brakes, maybe too hard on the brakes. Yeah, he was trying to check up significantly, and he just goes into the wall. We're going to back this up and listen. Joe Tucker gets a piece of that, unfortunately. All right, so we'll go in-car and full speed here. We'll take a listen. Well, listening to that, it seems like he grabbed a gear that he shouldn't have grabbed because the truck redlined immediately. So either he had an issue with the truck or an issue with the hardware or just grabbed the wrong gear. Of course, it locks up the rear tires and around it goes. And again, we talked about that self-cleaning banking, even on the straightaways. It certainly cost him, but hopefully he's got a faster pair to use. Looks like he did. Truck looks nice and clean again, but again, now working without the safety net here. Lap 116. Many drivers opting to pit. Zach Millett, Keaton Burnett, Dan Worthington, really everybody all the way back to the 11th spot. All your lead lap trucks pit this time by. PJ Cox in the 12th position. He gets the lucky dog, so he's back on the lead lap. Now 12 trucks on the lead lap. We're going to step aside. It's been a little while. We're going to get a break out of the way. We'll be back after this.
I would definitely recommend the Garza Law Firm to all my family and friends because I know how he's treated me. I have been playing basketball ever since I can remember. I just finished my 6-year career playing for the University of Tennessee. I feel like we're both striving to be better every day. He's always responded quickly and has always come through with whatever he said that he's going to do. The Garza Law Firm is definitely somebody you want on your team.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. About ready to go back to the green flag. Pace car is down. Lap 119 will be the green.
Green flag.
Zach Millett up through the gears, takes the restart here. Lap 119 is underway from Dover, Delaware. So Kevin Hayes is slow at the bottom of the racetrack. Some damage on the 3 truck. Not sure if that's recent or not, but he's still on the apron trying to gather things back up. We got big trouble. Justin Johnson upside down on his lid, rolling into turn number 3, gets it righted. This may put Justin out of this one, as I believe he may have used the fast repair the last time by. Well, let's take a look at it, see what happened here, specifically with the 10 of Justin Johnson, as he got the worst of it. Well, let's back it up a little bit further. There was definitely some contact between himself and the 88. Not sure what the situation there is. Let's spotlight this one and give it a quarter speed. So Justin Johnson in the Roman numeral X, the 10 there. Yeah, no contact there. Not sure what the issue with the 88 was. We're going to back it up one more time here. I know I don't particularly care to do this way, but it's just how it's happening. Oh, Wiegand just got close to Sisler. I don't know if he lifted, but he gets crossed up, gets into the 10, and then the melee is on. Chris Goins gets a piece of it. Mike Fahey, a big chunk. So again, Justin Johnson flips upside down. Give him a 7.1 on the landing. Tough break. Our 7th caution of the day comes at lap 122. Looks like Justin Johnson may indeed be out of this one. See if he can get the truck fixed. It doesn't look terrible, but it certainly seemed to have some mechanical damage, and he may have used the fast repair after that last incident with Steve Olosky. None of the leaders have opted to pit here at lap 122. Everybody out on the racetrack. Back to the 9th spot. Pit lap 115, 116. Chris Goins just recently pit, but he was involved in this incident, so that would explain that. Chris Goins had the fast repair. That truck looks nice and clean, so he's good to go to the end. Again, no safety net now for the 6. If he has a problem going forward, he's got to fix it the old-fashioned way or put it on the transporter. Pace car lights still on. Let's go through our lead lap trucks. Zach Millett, your leader. Keaton Burnett, Dale Adamson, Brian Rose, Matt Daniels, the top 5. Drew Blaze, Vincent Short, Matt Sisler, Dan Worthington, Chris Goins, the top 10. Again, Goins involved in that last one. And it's Kevin Hayes, PJ Cox, Thomas Hall back to 13th. Those trucks all on the lead lap. Everybody else a lap down or more or out of the race. Field forming up 2 by 2. That could mean one thing. Pace car lights are off. They indeed are. We are on the 1 to go. Next time by will be the green flag. It'll be lap 125. Gives us a solid 76 laps to complete this event. We'll see if we can make it all the way to the finish. The thing is, if we go green all the way to the end, that's going to set us up for a fuel stop with about 5 laps to go. Fingers crossed that we make it all the way to that point without another yellow. I'm not super confident in it, but if anybody can do it, these guys can. I know it's been a little rough in the beginning, but they went a long distance during the mid portion of the race, and they went, I think, a full fuel run. So they've proven they can do it. Let's see if they can make it happen here. Pace cars pulled off the racing surface. Field into the Geico restart zone. We're underway. Millett with a good jump. Dale Adamson now on equal footing as far as tire strategy is concerned. He runs in the 2nd spot. Keaton Burnett, Brian Rose, Matt Daniels. That battle continuing for position as they work into turn 3. Rose up top with teammate Vince Short behind. Matt Daniels in the 5 down low. Brian's going to take position, P4 for the 89. Vincent Short trying to follow him through. He goes to the high side. Rose tries to drop down in front of the 5 of Daniels. He does so. Now he slides back in front of Vincent Short. Everybody getting strung out here at the front of the field. Didn't take long. Everybody's trying to prepare here. Do I make a strategy to save some fuel? Can you save 5 laps of fuel in this run? I don't know that you can. Or do you even have to? Again, the thought of another caution could certainly fix all of those issues. Zach Millett's last lap, fastest lap of the day, 23:36 for the 315. Going to catch some other battles on the track. Chris Goins in the 10th position, trying to work a little bit on the 113 of Worthington. There's a truck between the two of them. Then Kevin Hayes behind Goins. Hayes running in the 11th spot. Everybody seemingly becoming passive here late in this race. It seems that everyone's going to say, all right, let's save our stuff here to this late run. If we go all the way to the end, how do I want to do this? Got to kind of plan their strategies for the rest of this race. Again, we went back to the green flag here. It was about lap 124, I think was the official 125. So it set us up for a 76-lap run to the checkers. Truck can only go about 65, maybe 71 maximum laps on a full fuel load. Maybe, just maybe, to the checkered flag. But if that's going to be the case, someone is really going to have to save, and they're going to have to start saving right now. It's going to take the whole fuel run to do that. The problem is if you're up front like Millett or Adamson, Burnett, those guys, do they start saving now? Because if they do, they're just going to start falling back. And then you got to kind of gamble that the caution flag is not going to come out, because if it does, well, all that track position that you've shed is trying to save some fuel, well, it's for no good, because now you've got to make it all back up. You've got to stop and get fuel, tires, the whole nine, and now you've got to pass the guys for those positions that you gave up. It's kind of a double-sided coin here. It's difficult to make that call, and right now I don't think anybody's really ready to do it. Millett's last lap at 23.90, so he's still moving pretty well around here. Goins in the 10th spot now, closing in on the lap truck of Cody Anderson. Now, the other strategy that the driver could be working with near the front of the field is let's get out to a far enough advantage as I possibly can. Zach Millett, that is. Try to extend that lead. Just go complete full send as long as you possibly can, kind of either A, expecting the caution to come out, or B, I know I'm going to have to stop. There's no way I'm going to make it to the finish. I can't save enough fuel. Zach Millett admittedly has said it in the past. He's not really one to save the truck for a late run or a long extended green flag. So in his case, let's just go out as fast as we can, as long as we can, extend that lead. And he's doing just that. He's got 1.6 seconds on the second place truck of Adamson to kind of minimize that green flag stop loss. Now, the question's going to be, if he does pit, if this stays green all the way to the end, and he pits with 4 to go, does he go fuel only? Does he do tires, right sides only? We've seen Millett try that a couple of times, the right side only strategy. My question really is going to be, has he practiced it? It certainly changes the handling characteristics on the truck. Maybe he's ready for it, maybe he's not. He's very experienced in the iRacing sim. He's got 10 plus years in doing so. Tire model is constantly changing. It may or may not behave the way you expect it to, so it could be a gamble. But again, it's only about 4 laps he's going to have to worry about to get to the finish. We'll see how it pans out here. Lap 139 on the board. Advantage for Millett now, almost 2 full seconds back to Adamson, 3 seconds back to Brian Rose, almost 4 back to Vincent Short, a little more than 4 to Keaton Burnett in 5th. Drivers on the move. Drew Blaze up to the 7th position. Lap time's already starting to fall off. Wasn't long ago, Millett ran a 23.36. His last lap over 1.3 seconds slower. Oh, loose truck in behind. Gathers it back up. Didn't catch who that was. No caution. We stay green. 60 laps remain here from Dover. We're going to take a side-by-side break here. Step away. We won't miss a minute of the action. Stay with us.
I would definitely recommend the Garza Law Firm to all my family and friends because I know how he's treated me. I have been playing basketball ever since I can remember. I just finished my 6-year career playing for the University of Tennessee. I feel like we're both striving to be better every day. He's always responded quickly and has always come through with whatever he said that he's going to do. The Garza Law Firm is definitely somebody you want on your team.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Dover, Delaware, the virtual Dover Motor Speedway for the Lonestar Racing Truck Series. Race number 8, the Bricked Up 200, presented by Fahey Race Wraps. Zach Millett out in front, 2.7 seconds ahead of the 46 of Dale Adamson. Continuing to stretch that advantage, kind of thinking that might have been the strategy. Try and get as far out in front as you can. Minimize that loss when you finally hit pit lane. Millett seems to run these oval races much like you'd see some guys run in Formula One. Just kind of go out, push as hard as you can, full bore, trying to stretch the advantage, minimize that pit lane time loss. Pit lane time, you're looking about a 51-second disadvantage that you will lose by pitting. Everyone's going to need to, at least for fuel. It's just a matter of, do you get fuel only, splash and go, or do you take the tires anyway? We're going to have to wait and see the strategies that everyone's going to play with later on in the event with 50 laps to go as Millett just about ready to cross the start-finish line. Chris Goins running in the 7th spot. Kevin Hayes back into the top 10. Good run so far for the 3-chuck of Hayes. He's up 17 positions on the day so far. Matt Sisler in the 9th position. Keaton Burnett now back to 8th. Burnett led this race for a while, was up in the top 3 for a little bit of this race as well. Was having a good run going. Started 12th, running in the 8th position. I'm sure he'd love to work his way back towards the front. Drew Blaze, however, has worked his way back into the 6th spot. Right to the tailgate of the 15 of Vincent Short. Again, trying to take that position away as well. Continuing to watch this battle now from the blimp coverage. These two working off turn number 4 right now. Vince a little loose on corner exit. I think he kept it out of the wall. Gonna dive it to the bottom here. I think that's Britt Osborne. No, that's the 21. That's Jesse Redding up top. Black and green colors. Chris Goins gains a ton of time through turn 2. Likely due to these front two. Vince Short, Drew Blaze trying to go down to the bottom side for Jesse Redding. Short continues to keep the position ahead of Drew Blaze as Chris Goins goes to the bottom. He's going to take a position from the 1 as well. Move Blaze back to P7. Again, this may all be strategy related. Again, 156 laps in. If we continue under the green flag all the way to the end, we're going to have to stop. There's no way these guys are going to make it. 76 laps on a tank of fuel. I think 71 was the maximum we really saw anybody being able to do. Drew Blaze's lap times 25.76 to Zach Millett's 25.2. At least that was the last time by. Don't know if he's out of the throttle enough to save enough fuel to make it all the way to the end. It seems that he's going to try, though. Keaton Burnett might have got a piece of the wall off turn number 2. Gets off of it quickly. Blaze slides up the racetrack. Britt Osborne coming through. Don't know if Britt's on fresher tires. It very well could be the case. Britt running in the 18th position. Yeah, his last stop lap 141. So Britt can actually make it all the way to the end now. Osborne is 8 laps down, so I don't know if that's going to really help him all that much. Next closest driver position-wise for him is Mike Fahey. Fahey's 3 laps down, so Britt's not going to catch him unless something happens to the 19. Back out front, Zach Millett still stretching out his advantage. 4.5 seconds now over the 46. Remember back in June, the Lonestar Racing Cup Series, running the old Gen 6 Cup car. Millett lapped the field en route to a win at that event. Let's ride on board with Zach Millett, see if we can get a listen, see if he's saving fuel at all. So you may hear it, you may not. I certainly do. But Zach Millett saving fuel here. You can look at the tachometer and listen to the engine sounds. He's not going wide open throttle at any point. He's rolling out of the gas, gently getting back into it. Listen down the straight. Max RPM about 7,200. Typically, you'll see these guys crack about 8,000 RPM or close to it at least. He's not dumping the clutch or anything into the corners, but he's definitely careful with the throttle, trying to save as much as he can. Some of these drivers do have the ability to monitor their fuel consumption, their fuel mileage per se, much like a crew chief would be able to talk to him. He may be doing just that, trying to make it to the finish. We'll see if he can do it. Matt Sisler running in the 8th position. A couple drivers taking the opportunity to pit here. Bill Mulfeld, Bill Martin, Steve Lasky, Justin Johnson. Those two are in the pits from their crash, I believe, have not re-entered the racetrack. Chuck Tucker, possibly the same thing. He's been there for a while as well. With a 113, a Dan Worthington haul in the mail. Fresh tires. Again, he pit very recently. That would explain the extreme pace out of the 113 as he dives to the bottom of Matt Sisler. This is that undercut we talk about. Again, it's kind of a Formula One term, but it applies really any kind of racing series. It's just not talked about quite the same way. Oh, but you see Worthington, he pit recently. He's got fresh tires. He is hauling it out there. And Brian Rose, you see, now he is down pit lane. Let's see if this is his strategy. He thinks this one's going to go to the end green, and that's what the bed is made. He's going to have to sleep in it now because he's committed, rolling down pit lane here. Let's see if he takes tires. I can only assume he is going to. Ryan Rose eases the truck into the pit box. Definitely right sides. Truck goes in the air on the left side as well. 4 tires and fuel for the Track Bar Media F-150. Brian Rose is down and away. Final stop of the day for the 89 truck. Lap 170 of 200. Got 31 to go. Zach Millett still leads. Many drivers hitting pit lane. Dale Adamson, Vincent Short. He's in the box. Keaton Burnett, PJ Cox. Sean Roberts down pit lane as well. I think everyone has made the decision. You know what? This thing could go. We're going to pit. Millett stays on the racetrack. He's got 6.6 seconds on second place of Matt Daniels. Millett's coming to pit lane, dives off the racetrack. Locks him up hard. Hope he got her woed down. Don't need to be so aggressive on pit entry when you've got a 6-second advantage over second place. Hopefully he did not speed on entry. Stream chat, Nikki Short, Team Short getting ready for the final stretch. Vincent Short down and away at his final stop of the day. Unless we get a caution, that could change things. These guys may still have a set of tires over the wall. Millett into the box, clean. Right side's in the air, so we know at least 2 sets, 2 tires for that matter. Chains right, screw around to the left. So it's going to be a 4-tire stop, probably for everybody, kind of what we expected. But Millett is down and away. 14.57 second stop for Zach Millett, and no speeding penalty. That was a quick one, nicely done by the 315 crew. Drew Blaze has now inherited P1. Now that's the question. Does Drew Blaze stay on the racetrack knowing that a lot of these guys have fresh tires? Currently, we've got 3 trucks on the lead lap, kind of the position we had early on when I think Chris Goins was out in front during the end of that pit cycle. Let's ride on board with Drew Blaze, see if he's saving still. Oh, big time. He's got the clutch in. Listen closely. Watch the tack. Well, this time through, he didn't push the clutch in to save fuel. However, he is definitely driving it as if he's in conservation mode. You see the 17 goes to the inside, takes the position, not so much the position, but track position away. The Blaze is definitely saving. We talked about it earlier with Zach Millett. It was only getting about 7,200 RPM on the straightaway. In this case, Blaze is really saving, about 6,800 down the straightaway. Look at it again, the big gauge in the middle between the steering wheel. About 6,800 RPM as Bill Mulfeld goes around. He's going to have a lot to do here. 24 laps of saving fuel. It looks like Zach Millett might be coming up in the rear view. We're going to go by to the inside. Millett in the 4th position. Now gets himself back on the lead lap. I don't know if it's going to make a difference. Millett with fresh tires and plenty of fuel. Blaze is out there saving and saving and saving, but at this point, again, speaking of making beds and sleeping in them, I think Drew Blaze is committed to save fuel here, and I just don't know if there's going to be enough. Drew Blaze's last lap was a 26 flat. Zach Millett's a 23.9, so 2 seconds a lap. He's going to catch him. You see the clutch go in once again for Drew Blaze. But then again, the caution could come out. We don't know. There's still plenty of opportunities for things to change here. Drew Blaze still your leader. 22 laps to go. Brian Rose gets his lap back. Moves Rose into the 4th spot on the lead lap. Next to challenge is going to be Dale Adamson. Adamson listed P5, 1 lap down. Now let's see where Millett is. Millett is going by right here. Now it's wait for the leader, Drew Blaze. You saw how recently Millett made that pass. Here's Drew Blaze. Deficit 17 seconds. Blaze is first. Kevin Hayes is third. Hayes is 2.5, not even, 2 seconds behind Drew Blaze and closing fast. Hayes made a pit stop lap 121. So he is on older tires compared to Millett as well, but he is catching Drew Blaze very quickly. See the white and pink number 3 just exiting turn 2 right now. Many trucks in between Blaze and him, lead lap or otherwise. Clutch goes in again. Big time fuel save. I mean, at this point, you almost want a caution. Not really to help Drew Blaze or anybody else for that matter, but just for the good storyline. These guys would all come down pit lane, get tires. It would certainly change up strategies across the board, and then we'd have a shootout to the finish. It's going to be exciting either way. Again, with the 3 of Kevin Hayes closing in on Drew Blaze. Still 2.2 seconds in the rears, though. Not gaining really at all anymore. It's kind of leveled out, that deficit, but maybe Blaze has picked up the pace a little bit as well. But, man, Zach Millett now 9.2 seconds behind with 16 laps to go. Millett's last lap, a 24.14. Drew Blaze, a 25.81. 2.5 a lap. Yeah, he's going to catch him. Once again, caution comes out, everything changes, and none of this matters because I think everybody still has tires available over pit wall. We had a lot of cautions early on in the event. We ran a lot of laps under the yellow flag. So that kind of saves the set. Granted, we did start with 5 sets over the wall, so that's a good chunk anyway. Deficit from Blaze back to Hayes is actually increasing now. It's 2.35 seconds, was 2.4 a moment ago. Now it extends even more. Kevin Hayes in trouble? No, he drops to pit lane. He's going to peel off the racetrack for his final stop of the day. It's going to open the door for Zach Millett, who's 4.4 seconds behind leader Drew Blaze. Hayes in the pits. I got to wonder if this is going to be fuel only. His last stop was at 121. I know it was right at the edge of that fuel window. No, he's going to take tires as well, so this is going to put him in a tough spot. Drew Blaze out in front now, 3.3 seconds ahead of Zach Millett as this race continues to wind down. 12 laps to go for Drew Blaze. Zach Millett in second. Brian Rose, Dale Adamson, Matt Daniels, the top 5. 6th position, Vincent Short. 7th, Chris Goins. Keaton Burnett is 8th. Matt Sisler is 9th. That's your lead lap trucks. Again, green flag pit cycle's kind of underway, but Drew Blaze seems like he is really going to try and stretch this to the finish. Oh, gets a piece of the wall on exit. Little scrape, nothing significant. Blaze's last lap now, a 25.97 to a 24.94 to Zach Millett. It's a 1.6 second advantage for Drew Blaze with 10 and a half laps to go. Blaze into turn 3. Millett now getting into turn 3. He's got to dispose of a lap truck. This will be the 21 of Jesse Redding. Zach Millett is there. It's 0.3 of a second off turn number 2. Millett looks to the inside. Going to be a clean pass. Drew Blaze stays up top. Nothing Drew can really do. It's got to be such a frustrating feeling behind the wheel of that number 1 truck. Knowing that you have to save. Knowing that you have the pace to keep up with a guy like Zach Millett. But you can't apply it because you're going to have to run out of fuel if you do. Tough break. It's such a difficult feeling inside that cockpit of that truck. So new leader, Zach Millett here with less than 9 laps to go. Drew Blaze is second. Brian Rose, Matt Daniels, Dale Adamson, that's the top 5. Brian Rose runs in the 3rd spot, 10 seconds behind leader Millett. He's got about 8 seconds still to catch the 2nd position of Drew Blaze. I know this is likely not to turn into a win for Drew Blaze, and that ship has kind of sailed, but a P2 finish, again, a great points day if it continues to run the way that it is. The strategy isn't a complete failure just because he isn't going to win this. Again, cautions would change that, but right now we look like we're going to go green to the end. The Blaze was running, I think, about the 7th position when he opted to pit when he did. Now he sits in the 2nd position instead of P7. Ken Blaze remains in the 2nd spot. He's got about 6 seconds on 3rd place Brian Rose. Let's go on board with Drew once again. Listen to the in-car. Yeah, definitely being very ginger with the throttle. He does have a little bit of right front damage as well. Still a full straightaway advantage over 3rd place Brian Rose. 4 laps to go. Very impressed with these guys. Managed to do an entire fuel run twice tonight under the green flag. Again, I know things started off a little rocky with a bunch of cautions early on, but everybody got it together. Looks like we're going to get this one closed out here pretty soon. 3 laps remain. Zach Millett, Drew Blaze, Brian Rose, Matt Daniels, Dale Adamson, still your top 5. Brian Rose has closed down the gap to within 2 seconds. Last lap Rose was a 25.32 to the 26.48 of Drew Blaze. There's time to catch him. Don't know if there'll be time to pass with another lap truck in between. Will Bill Martin go around? It looks like he may. Brian Rose is within striking distance, a few truck lengths off the back bumper of Drew Blaze. This would be for the 2nd position. He is there. A truck length between the 1 and the 89 as Zach Millett takes the white flag. off corner number 4 at the line right now. Blaze has the spot. Lap cars going to the bottom with fresher tires. Brian Rose going in between. He's going to take the second spot. We go to Millett as he looks for a checkered flag. It waves. Zach Millett is going to win the Bricked Up 200 presented by Fahey Race Wraps. Second spot actually going to go to Matt Daniels here. Daniels has some fresh tires. He takes the position from Brian Rose, and he's going to finish P2. Brian Rose finishes 3rd. Dale Adamson 4th. Chris Goins 5th. Drew Blaze. Oh, big trouble for Drew Blaze on the last lap. Got into the wall. Not sure what precipitated that. We're going to have to go back to that one later and see exactly what happened with Drew Blaze. He was looking at a top 3, it certainly seemed, and ends with damage. I don't know if he ran out of fuel or what happened. We'll get to it later. Zach Millett, your race winner. With that, we're going to step aside here, get another break out of the way, hopefully come back here with our top 3 finishers after this. Stay with us, folks.
I would definitely recommend the Garza Law Firm to all my family and friends because I know how he's treated me. I have been playing basketball ever since I can remember. I just finished my 6-year career playing for the University of Tennessee. I feel like we're both striving to be better every day. He's always responded quickly and has always come through with whatever he said that he's going to do. The Garza Law Firm is definitely somebody you want on your team.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Dover, Delaware, the virtual Dover Motor Speedway. The Bricked Up 200, presented by Fahey Race Wraps, won by Zach Millett. We're going to bring Zach into the broadcast booth and get a word with our race winner. Zach, it's Steve in the HBR TV booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Steve. How's it going?
It's going good, sir. Congratulations on the victory here tonight. Didn't lap the field this time, but some fuel strategy at play. Some guys tried to save, some guys didn't. And either way, you come here with a checkered flag. Tell us about your strategies. What was going through your mind when that last green flag came out? Did you really expect to go all the way to the end without a yellow?
You know, we were talking about it, and we were hoping and praying that we, stay green the rest of the race, just to make it fun and let the strategies play out how they were. And we didn't want to make the same mistake, Brian and myself, about waiting too long to take that set of tires, and then not have enough race left to really utilize them. So I think we timed it pretty good, give or take a 30-lap run on those. It was just about perfect.
Well, it certainly seemed you had some pace out there. We saw you really extending the gap back to second place for a while before that pit stop. I think you had it up to about 6 seconds before you rolled down pit lane. Locked up the tires on entry. Was there any thought to maybe a 2-tire or a no-tire stop, or maybe last-minute decision to go 4 because of the lockup, and were you worried about speeding at that point?
Oh yeah. When I came to the pits, I always try to get every inch I can, but that one was pretty tight. That was just a hair further than I was practicing, and it was just a little mistake. But yeah, we got it wound down barely. I think we hit the line at about 47, so we were lucky. And yeah, it was 4 tires no matter what. We were all kind of talking about it, and I think a late caution coming out could have really, ended the day for you if you were up front with 2 tires and everybody else had 4. It'd be pretty rough.
We definitely talked about that a little bit in the booth. Coming to the end of the race here, it's like, well, it looks like Millett's got this, but if the caution comes out, whole new race. Of course, it would be a short one. It didn't happen. You end up taking that truck to the finish line with the checkered flag. Congratulations, man. It was certainly a good race to watch. I think next week, where are we at next week? Do we run Watkins Glen?
Well, I think it was Watkins Glen, but I think that one postponed race, I think we're doing the All-Star race.
I'm just screwed up with my schedules. I'm thinking about different series, different blah, blah, blahs. Yes, it is indeed Charlotte, the All-Star race. I'm losing my mind. It's been a rough day, Zach. Not so rough for you. Again, in victory lane here at Dover. Congratulations on the victory. We're going to let you slide here and get to P2, Matt Daniels. Before we do, who do you want to shout out to?
I'd like to thank you, Steve, and HBR TV for the broadcast. I'd like to thank the LSR guys for having this league and putting it on. It's always a lot of fun. It's a great group of guys, huge field. It's definitely a lot of fun. Track Bar Media, and shoot me a follow on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram at that S4 guy.
All right, Zach. Well, again, thanks for talking to us. Good luck next week in Charlotte.
Thanks, man.
Zach Millett, your race winner here at Dover. Next, we're going to go to Matt Daniels. Pull him up in the booth. Glad we got him here. Matt, it's Steve in the HBR TV booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
There we go. Matt, how are you, man? Congratulations on P2. It was rather exciting, those last couple of laps. Guys saving fuel, guys not saving fuel, some on fresh tires, varying speeds and deltas out there. Walk us through the last couple of laps and how you managed to sneak by Brian Rose on the inside and take that second spot.
So I knew he was going to catch a little bit of traffic, and so I ran a different steer ratio tonight than the rest of these guys. So I was able to save a little bit of tire, and that's why I was kind of slow at the beginning of the runs and was better at the long and tail end of the run. So that's where I made up most of my positions at the end of each gas run of tire run. So.
Well, certainly an impressive race. I think you started in the 10th position. You bring the truck home in the second spot. New paint scheme on that truck tonight. No more dude wipes. You got the Brandt Professional Agriculture colors. Any particular reason? Just like the paint, or are they helping you out here?
I'm actually a huge Junior Motorsports fan, so I love Justin Allgaier. So since Brandt re-signed with Allgaier for 23, I figured I'd throw a shout out to them re-signing with Junior Motorsports in the number 7 for the Xfinity Series next year.
Certainly cool to see. It's a good-looking truck out there, and you put it here in the top 3, so that's always a bonus. Looks like you got some good luck colors on that Toyota Tundra Pro. So congratulations for the second spot here tonight. Next week, we are at Charlotte for the All-Star race. Not sure if we've got an entry list or qualifying list for it, but what are your thoughts going into Charlotte if you're going to be running that one?
So I don't run very well at Charlotte. I'm usually a mid-pack truck. But with my, momentum coming out of these races, finishing in the top 10, top 5 every week, so I have a good feeling about going into Charlotte, and probably will pull out a different paint scheme for next week, since it is the All-Star race. So I might be coming out with a different one instead of the Brandt scheme.
Well, we'll certainly keep an eye out for it either way. You can't win them if you don't show up. There's always that opportunity. You're guaranteed to lose if you sit on the couch. So we hope to see you out there next week, Matt. Congratulations again on P2. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
I'd like to thank the guys for allowing me to race every week. Shout out to just everybody that races clean, and to my family that lets me do this every Thursday night.
Very cool. Very cool. Matt, again, congratulations, man. Good luck next week at Charlotte, and thanks for talking to us.
Thanks.
As Matt Daniels, your second place finisher. Next, we'll go to the 89 of Brian Rose. Last week's winner, back in the broadcast booth once again. Finishes P3. Looked like he had a second spot coming. Doesn't manage to keep Matt Daniels from going around by. But tell us about those last couple of laps and ultimately the pass that relegated you back to P3 tonight.
Hey, you know what? Starting 30th in a field like this and coming to the front, P3 it kind of sucks, but we'll take it. I was racing trying to get back to Drew. I knew we could catch him. And by the time that I caught him, he was running out of fuel and I was getting caught. Unfortunate, it could have been big right there, but it was go hard or go home. I didn't come out and pass all those trucks to finish fourth. So make it 3 wide and see if it sticks and see what we got.
Well, we certainly watched it on the broadcast. That was a fun one, trying to keep up with Millet coming to the flag and you guys battling for P2 with some lap trucks mixed in. Very exciting last couple of laps, Brian. Nicely done. Again, a third place finish, and I think you're in for the All-Star race next week at Charlotte, right?
Yep, I plan on being there for sure. That ought to be fun. Last time I was at Charlotte, I believe we came away with some checker flags, so we'll see what we can do next week.
Well, certainly good luck to you out at Charlotte for the All-Star race. A bit longer of an event next week, so get the popcorn and some extra snacks and some adult beverages ready for those of you guys watching it on the broadcast. Again, Brian, nice job. Third place. We're going to let you slide here before we do. Anybody you want to thank?
Oh, absolutely, and congratulations to Zach, teammate. Good job. HBR, Vince got up there, got a top 10, so that's good. Fahey Race Rats, in the draft, all these guys over here at Lonestar, they're pretty good guys to race with. Got to thank my sponsor, Trap Bar Media, Holler Boys Racing TV, all the guys back at the shop at HBR team. So, hey, let's go back out and see if we can't get an All-Star win next week.
All right, Brian. Well, again, nicely done. Thanks for chatting with us, man, and good luck next week at home base out of Charlotte.
Thank you.
It was Brian Rose, your third place finisher. I don't think I called him Zach Millet there. I might be losing my mind. Again, it's been a rough night. Either way, good race. Certainly was. We had a good time calling it. Again, Zach Millet, of course, you're in the draft feature winner. That's always something we want to try and get in here at the end, because in the draft, a big help for the LSR Truck Series, a big sponsor, big participant in it. Of course, you talked about, you heard Brian Rose mention it there as well. I think we missed it last week when Brian Rose won it. So again, big apologies to In the Draft. We got you here tonight, of course, with Zach Millet, your race winner. You're In the Draft feature winner here from Dover. And again, last week, it was none other than Brian Rose, the number 89 Track Bar Media F-150, the In the Draft feature winner. That was out, again, last week, not here at Dover, but nonetheless, we got you covered. Top to bottom, In the Draft feature winner tonight at Dover, Zach Millet. We're going to go to our race results here. Talk to our top 3 already. That was Zach Millet, Matt Daniels, and Brian Rose. Fourth place finisher was Dal Adamson. First race here with Dal Adamson. Had a good run. He was kind of concerned about it seemed, in the beginning of the broadcast. He said it. I'm the 46 in the race, so yeah, and hopefully I'm new, so hopefully I run good tonight. He did. He was up front. I think he led some laps, battled quite hard there for a while. A good, solid top 5 finish for the 46. Chris Goins led some laps as well, was involved in a crash, battled back to finish 5th. Nice job by the 46. Drew Blaze, tough break, man. I mean, he was out there gambling. He threw his chips down and he called everybody's bluff. He stayed out on the racetrack, saved fuel, and he heard that motor cough in the middle of 3 and 4. He tried to slide up the track to maybe put on a block, and he got wrecked there at the finish. It is what it is. You got no fuel, nothing you can really do about it, but a P6 finish, not a terrible finish, but again, certainly not one indicative of the skill and speed of Drew Blaze. We really expected him to be up there in the top 3. Just didn't come to fruition, didn't quite save enough, and man, he was trying real hard to save a ton of fuel. Vincent Hjort finished in the 7th position. Keaton Burnett was 8th. Matt Sisler finished P9. Kevin Hayes in the 3 truck. He was up there for a while too, but he finishes P10 after a late pit stop. 11th went to Dan Worthington. 12th was PJ Cox. Sean Roberts was 13th. Jesse Redding finished 14th. Bill Mulfeld was 15th. Bobby Hall Jr. came home in the 16th position. Cody Anderson finished at the car number 17th for the 17. Britt Osborne 18th. Thomas Hall finished in the 19th spot. Billy Martin was 20th. Mike Fahey was 21st. Steve Olowski 22nd. Justin Johnson 23rd. Likely result, those two drivers in a wreck together. And Justin in another wreck right after it. Tough break for the 10 tonight. Wes Wiggin was 24th. Joe Tucker 25th. Carson Conway was 26th, 103 laps down. Chad Martin 27th. Alan Duranco, he was 28th, 164 laps down. Chris Elliott 29th, same lap count. And Dave Ballard 30th, last on the field, 177 laps down. Tough break for the 90 here tonight. But those are your race results here from the Bricked Up 200, presented by Fahey Race Wraps at Dover Motor Speedway. Got to thank all you guys for tuning in tonight. Of course, those in the stream chat. Man, we had a lot of people watching, but not a lot of people chatting. Love to have you guys in this stream chat. Even if you only say one thing, you don't need to be chatting up a storm. You're welcome to. I've got slow mode on, so you can't chat too crazy, but we do like having you guys here. Harley chimes in. Here, I'm late. Have to watch the replay. You certainly do. It was a decent race. We had a little bit of chaos early on and some fuel strategy through the mid portion and the later portions of the race. Drew Blaze was really trying to stick it to these guys and save some fuel to the end, maybe to get it all the way to the finish line. He made it almost off turn 4, ran out. That thing coughed, and it was off to the checkered flag. He tried to get there. He finished. He got to the finish, finished P6, but there wasn't after some fireworks for sure when that thing ran out of fuel. Certainly appreciate you guys chiming in here, and Harley, appreciate you mentioning it in the stream chat here. Even though you're late, yeah, please go back and watch that replay. Let's see, that S4 guy. Thanks, man. Great race by all. Let's see, that's actually Zach Millett. In case you guys are wondering, give him a follow, that S4 guy. Matt Sisler was a great race, honestly. Yes, it was, Matt. I was a little nervous after those first 40, 50 laps. We had a bunch of cautions. I think it was 5 after the first 40, and I was like, man, it's going to be a long night. We're not even a quarter of the way in, and we're already at 5 cautions. We keep up at this rate, we're going to have 20 yellows. That would be horrible. But it didn't happen. We got through it. You guys did a great job at the race. I don't know. Every time I start worrying and doubting, you guys prove me wrong, and that's always a good thing, at least on a broadcaster's perspective. I do appreciate it. And again, it's been kind of a common trend here with LSR. We've been covering their races for a little while here. They always put on a great show. I don't know why I ever doubt them. Okay, we talked to race results. I got to thank you guys once again for chiming in, whether it's in the stream chat or just watching the race. Give us a follow, please. Facebook.com/HBRTV1. That is provided that you like the content that you saw tonight. If you weren't a fan, well, don't follow us. I only want people that are following. That's the most important part, right? Same thing over on the YouTube side. You can find us the same handle, HBRTV1. That is where the race broadcasts will air every week on YouTube. There may be some variations down the road if a league asks for Facebook or asks for Twitch. Just had some issues with other platforms, and YouTube seems to be the most reliable. So for now, we're going to stick to that. So give us a follow, like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, because if you're missing out, you're missing out. You get it. Just like if you know, you know. Either way, thanks for watching, guys. We're going to get out of here. Join us next week, Charlotte Motor Speedway for the All-Star race, and then a week later, then we're off to Watkins Glen. That's my mistake. I'm an upstate New York kind of guy. I'm in the Glen all the time. I love that place. I was just getting excited. But either way, All-Star race is going to be great. Tune in for it. We'll see you there, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.
Sir.